Hey everybody, I didn't want anybody to smash any watermelons because I had never seen this movie before. So I traveled back to 1986 to document the fact that I did in fact watch this movie in 1986, okay? But we are going to go back to the future to talk about it.
Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and last night I watched a movie from the 80s. And it's a movie from the 80s that I have no recollection of ever hearing about, or seeing about, or hearing about anybody talking about. And after watching it, that's a goddamn shame. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all about, just in case you've never heard about, the 1986 sci-fi horror comedy classic, Terrorvision. That's right, Terrorvision. Yeah, have y'all seen this movie? Because I don't remember this poster at all, and you would think that that's the same as the VHS cover, but I don't remember seeing the VHS cover at all. And the only person that I probably would have heard talk about this movie is that Jason Smith fellow from over there at Sinister Cinema. But then again, I don't necessarily remember him talking about it. Not that he hasn't talked about it, but he talks about so much stuff, I can't keep up with it all the time. I pop in on occasion just to hear his voice and see what his hair looks like from time to time. But we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about Terrorvision from 1986, and boy, what a dumb movie. I mean, man, it's the dumbest movie I ever seen, but it's so good. And that's even one of the lines from the man. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So this movie has those unmemorable names but rememberable faces. Like, it's got the guy that plays the foster dad in Child's Play 2. It's got the girl that plays one of the princesses in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bogus something or other, yeah. And it's got this lady that was in another thing that I can't remember, so it doesn't matter. But they're the Puttermans. They're the Puttermans, and they all live in this big, fancy house on a street that's named after themselves. They live on the Putterman Avenue or something. So I thought that was funny. But they're getting this brand new, state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line, biggest on the market, best on the market satellite dish. And they're in the backyard. They're installing it. They're fidgeting with it. And they're fidgeting with it, and he can't quite get it because it's the one you got to install yourself. Even though he's got the TV guy with him, but the TV guy tells him, I can't help you install it. I'm only here to repair it, which I thought was funny because even though I probably can't find this clip, he starts hitting it with a hammer. So right away, the movie kind of gives it away with the opening credits. As a matter of fact, that what you're getting yourself into. Like, the song and just the tone is given to you right away. They're saying, hey, it's 1986. Get ready for some stuff. I mean, and this was the year before the greatest year horror would ever see, which is 1987. So this is like when they were getting ready for, because once we had the resurgence of 1987, then we had a downfall. But this was right on the cusp. Because this movie is right up there. It's not right up there, but it's along the lines of The Gate and stuff like that. Because, there's Sherman and he's this kid. And, he's real big into guns and military and stuff. And he gets it from his grandpa who who lives with his mom and his dad, and his mom and his dad are like the cheesiest cheese balls you've ever seen. And there's something else about them, but I'm gonna wait till a little bit later to talk about it because I don't really want to spoil anything. I kind of want to tell you what the movie's about, and then maybe we'll rate it, and then I'm gonna spoil some stuff. Because even if you haven't seen this movie and you still don't give a shit about spoilers, we gotta talk about some stuff, okay? So anyway, there's a beam of pure energy that hits their satellite dish because it's not working. But then this beam hits it, and all of a sudden, they've got channels from every state, every country, and there's even a couple planetary channels in there. But the one planetary channel contains this big, oozy, nasty, slimy space monster. And pretty sure he's walking around with his pecker out. Like, the whole movie, walking around with his motherfucking one-eyed monster. Like, I mean, look at it! Look at it! It's phallic! And it's phallic as fuck! And it's got one eye! You're trying to tell me that that's not a one-eyed monster? Bullshit! Anyway, maybe that's why it's rated R. Because I was going to say, this movie is rated R. And there's artwork, okay? There's artwork on the wall, but it's artwork, okay? It's not like real titties. And then there's like titties in the movie that they could have showed us, but they didn't. Like there's this, the kids watching, like this movie's aware of itself, okay? It's a sci-fi horror movie made in the 80s. It's like a 50s sci-fi horror movie made in the 80s that's aware of 50s sci-fi horror movies. Because they're watching this, it's kind of like Elvira, but it's Medusa. And she's got like the biggest jugs. I mean, if I was a boxer, I would bounce those things like Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, that's a movie reference for all of you movie fans out there. But anyway, I digress. So there's some big movies, and they're never shown to us. And then there's this thing about the parents later that we'll talk about. There's this thing about the parents. And then there's no nudity in this movie. And it's rated R. And all the gore and special effects are very cartoony. Like, there's no red blood. There's no... I don't really actually see a reason that this movie is rated R, especially for being a 1986 movie, because this feels like I said, The Gate. This feels like a horror, like a big dumb horror movie that was made for children. Aside from the fact that there's something about these parents that we'll talk about in a second. But anyway, yeah. So, I don't understand why this movie's rated R. But we have this big monster. He's in the TV, and they don't know it. They think it's a TV show. Grandpa and Sherman are sitting there watching the TV, and they change the channel to the monster. And they're sitting there looking at it, and they're like, oh, this looks like it might be a cool movie. But he's just sitting there oozing and being slimy and all around disgusting. And then Grandpa starts yelling at the TV. He's like, why don't you do something, you bastard? And, you know, they end up falling asleep. And then, little do they know, when they wake up, there's the monster. But Grandpa thinks it's a burglar at first. But they're chasing this monster. They're trying to figure out what to do. And then, yeah, there's a monster and a bunch of people trying to kill it. And that's pretty much the movie. And there's some stuff. But I don't want to spoil anything. So if you haven't seen this movie, I'm just going to go ahead and rate it so that I can spoil it. So I strongly, highly recommend, if you have Amazon Prime, get you some of this shit, okay? We're going to rate it. Fuck, what the hell did I rate it? I came up with a fancy rating, and I don't remember what the fuck it was. Oh, yeah, I already said it, but see, I messed it up, because I've been filming this over and over again. I just figured I'd be honest with you. This is like the 12th take. But anyway, we are going to say, man, this is the dumbest movie I ever seen. But I fucking love it. Is that good? Yeah, I don't know how to rate movies anymore. You can't necessarily take my numbers and letter grades serious, or this serious for that matter, but that's what I give it. Fucking go watch this goddamn movie. And if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and go watch it. And then you come back and you can fast forward into this, and we'll talk about the fucked up shit that's in this fucking movie, because this movie's fucked up. Okay? I'm trying not to say the F word so much. You know, I know I'm terrible with the F word all the time, and a lot of people let their kids watch this shit. That's just terrible. Don't let your kids watch this shit. Anyway, but no, let your kids watch Terrorvision, because it's aside from there's nothing really bad other than suggestion, because we'll cut to the chase. The parents in this movie are fucking swingers. Fucking messing up my show, everybody. The parents in this movie are swingers. Did you hear what I said? And you know, they have a teenage daughter, and then they have this kid who's he's already a bit of a loner, and the kids are aware of their swinger lifestyle. Like, there's rooms in the house that has ass and titties on the wall. Okay, and it's the Pleasure Palace or the Pleasure Dome or what? Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. He keeps saying, Stan, this guy, and the girlfriend brings her boyfriend OD, and like this dude was like Bill and Ted before Bill and Ted were Bill and Ted. Like, I was like, did he totally rip off Keanu Reeves? And I was like, nope, sure enough, this movie came out like 3 years before Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So apparently this is how people from California really acted in the 80s. Because he's very like, dude, bruh, dude, man, dude, bruh. And his name's fucking OD. Okay? And that's the other thing. Maybe that's why it's rated R. Because the kid says something about his medicine. And the guy starts going, oh, you got pills? Pills or what color, dude? And like, I don't know. But did I mention that the parents are swingers, and like the girl, Susie wants to, she's the Cyndi Lauper wannabe. She wants to use the hot tub, and the parents straight up tell her, oh, we might be swinging tonight. And then, like, you know, that's one thing. You're like, oh, okay, it's swinging. And then, like, you know, the whole time, you know, they go out to this party where they meet these other swingers, and then Susie goes out with her boyfriend, and Grandpa and Sherman are left at the house with the monster, and they're fighting the monster. Grandpa ends up getting, you know, slime. I don't know what the hell you would call whatever they did to Grandpa. So anyway, Sherman's running around with a machine gun, and then his parents do come home, and they're trying, you know, they're showing off their fancy house to their party guests, and then they stumble upon Sherman because, like, whatever this girl is that they bring home for the four-way or whatever they're gonna do. Cherry. Anyway, Cherry says, is he gonna join us? And like, who's she talking about? Then there's the kid standing there, like, why? First of all, what? Is he going to join us? The fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, he tries to tell him there's a monster that had killed Grandpa, but instead of listening, you know how 80s movies are, where, you know, the parents never listen to the kids until it's too late. So she takes him and she locks him in Grandpa's room, which is like this bomb shelter in the basement. But the monster's in there. And that's a pretty creepy scene, and it reminds me of something. I don't know what it reminds me of, but I don't even know if I can find this on YouTube or whatever to show you what I'm talking about, so you can tell me what you think it reminds you of, or what you think it reminds. Anyway, it reminds me of something. But the thing is, you know, she's locking her child who's trying to tell her, hey, there's some fucked up shit going on. She's like, oh, well, you're just having one of your episodes. I'm just going to drug you. Because that's the answer. That's always been the answer. You know, your kids are a little hyperactive. Let's fucking put them on drugs. See what fucking happens. So the kid, like, has sleepwalking episodes. So they're assuming he's having one of those sleepwalking episodes. So well, let's put you on drugs and we'll go fucking lock you in a room so that we could go have fucking sex with strangers. Yeah, this is the fucking 1986 movie, everybody. Have you heard about it? Terrorvision. So all the meanwhile, while the parents are trying, like, they even got this badass indoor jacuzzi pool. It's fucking badass. Hopefully I can find a fucking picture and or video of it so you can fucking see how badass it is. And then the other funny thing about the whole swinger thing. This guy, what's his name? Spiro. He's not interested in the ladies. He's interested in old Stan Putterman because he's a manly man. So that's fun. But before, once Stan finds this out, because he finds it out, but once he finds it out, it's already too late because the other two have already dispatched. But yeah, this movie, I mean, it knows what it is. It knows absolutely what it is. It is a 80s cheese ball pretending to be a 90s or a 50s cheese ball wrapped up in more cheese topped with some more cheese. Because everybody in this movie looks ridiculous. Except for maybe Sherman. Like Sherman, I mean, he looks like any normal kid of that age, you know, like to play Army. I'm not going to lie, I like to play Army when I was a kid. But Susie is definitely over the top, like Valley Girl, punk, Cyndi Lauper listening to her something. And then OD, I don't know what in the hell this dude's wearing. But yeah. There's some other fun stuff, because this movie is aware that E.T. exists. E.T. exists in this movie's universe. God damn it. God damn it, I keep ruining my own videos. Or do you people like that when I just fuck up and I just let you see it?
Everybody likes that.
So anyway, because they've seen E.T., they get the idea that they're going to teach this fucking monster how to talk and what TV is and all this other stuff. Kind of like just, it's kind of an 80s thing. 'Cause they kind of did it in Short Circuit as well, when they taught Johnny Five with TV and reading and all that bullshit. But oh my god, like, this movie is so entertaining. Like, Sarah, like, I watched it twice before reviewing it because I wanted Sarah to watch it before I reviewed it, and she was gonna watch it today, but she didn't have a chance, so I watched it with her again, and this is probably going to be a yearly watch for me. I want this on the specialist editions of Blu-rays. If you haven't seen Terrorvision, this is some dumb shit, but it's some fun dumb shit, and definitely, probably, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend watching it with a friend who has also not seen it, so that you can be like this. And there's a couple times in the movie where you just be like, anyway, make sure if you like this video, you click the like button and subscribe if you're new here. We're trying to build a small army because this world needs to change, and I'm the man to do it. But I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll see you next time.